It's the G to the U to the R to the U. Oh man, speaking of the Wakanda and goddess and all that, let's move on to the Bill Belichick Patriots, right? I remember it used to be the Tom Brady Patriots. Now it's the Bill Belichick Patriots. Let's do the offseason situation, man. Patriots went 7-9 last year. So obviously they're led by GM/head coach Bill Belichick. So key departures from last year's Patriots team. We all know because it was the year after Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? 2020 was the Patriots AB after Brady. You know what I mean? So key departures from this year's team, offensive line, Joe Thuney. He was probably the best player on the whole team, honestly. So he's one of the key departures. The Patriots didn't have many other key departures because, frankly, the roster was trash. So nobody else was a key. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was trash. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what's always open that you never have to depart is trash. Like, trash is always open. So it's trash. So I ain't got to worry about any key. So now, because his roster was so trash, he has to refurbish the roster. You know what I'm saying? He had to redo a whole bunch. So that means the Patriots went shopping, bro. Like, my man Belichick, I don't know if he got some stolen credit cards or something, man, but my man straight flat out went on the free agent market and he went shopping, and this is some of the key arrivals for the 2021 New England Patriots, dog. Before I even add on to the key arrivals, one thing that my man Belichick went into before he even target, what he's focusing on was youth and talent. He wanted to make sure he got more athletic players into this roster, infuse more athletes, and he wanted more youth. So you could see most of these guys he acquired in the free agent market were between like 25 to 28. So there was guys that had experience in the league, but yet they were going into more of like their second contractual season into the league. So those mid-level guys, man, I like that aspect because those are the guys that have experience and yet, you know what I'm saying, they know how the league works. And yet, those guys are hard workers, man. You know what I mean? You can count on those guys, bro. You can count on those guys. So guys like Juno Smith, 25 years old, man. Had a career year last year, tight end. You know what I mean? The guy is solid. I don't think he's an all-pro, all this and all that. I think he's a solid guy. He does what he does well. He's a very good detachable tight end as far as you can line him up. He could be good as far as an H-back. So he's very versatile. So he brings versatility to the table, which Bill Belichick obviously loved, man. Also, like I mentioned, Hunter Henry, so he's bringing on the two tight end sets, 26 years old, coming from the Los Angeles Chargers. He ended up had like 60 reception last year for 613 yards and 4 touchdowns. So you bringing on productivity, man, with the double tight end sets. As far as defensively, they got linebacker Matt Judon. Matt Judon got end up with Since 2016, this dude had 34 career sacks. So he's a pass rushing specialist in a sense, man. Even though he don't get at home as much as I anticipated, but as far as what he does well is he brings pressure. And that's what New England definitely put precedent on. They don't like put the precedent as far as getting the sack, just the number sacked, but they put more emphasis as far as pressure. And Matt Judon provide that quality because he provides you a lot of pressure. He might not necessarily finish the play with the sack, but damn it, he will get the quarterback outside their comfort zone. And that's what he's going to bring to the New England Patriots, which they were lacking. Also, and then obviously I like this pick right here, man. Kendrick Bourne. They brought two receivers. They brought Kendrick Bourne and they brought in Nelson Aguilar. Just to hint on a little bit about Kendrick Bourne, 26 years old, undrafted free agent guy from the San Francisco 49ers. This dude is a total effort guy. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about a guy, he's a football guy, man. A total effort guy. You know when you strap him, when he gets on that field, he's going to give it 210%, man. That's the type of guy he's going to get every play. He's a competitor, man. When you say compete, he's going to be one of those guys, and he's going to make those tough contestant play, and he's going to make those clutch first down. That's who Kendrick Bourne is, man. I like that sneaky pickup from Bill Belichick. and also Nelson Aguilar. Just need some athletes, man. The Patriots receiving core, man. They N'Keal Harry, Julian Edelman. They come on, man. There's no athleticism in there. They need an infusion of speed and athleticism. Somebody that could just shake and bake, dog. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you need to add a little, salt and pepper. You know what I'm saying? You need to add a little spice a little bit, man. So that's who Nelson Aguilar is. He's nothing major. He's not no Lowry season or nothing like that. Nah. He ain't no Lowry. But, you know what I'm saying? He's a little spice. You know what I'm saying? He's a little spice. So that will infuse more talent as far as the skill position for the New England Patriots. Now, let's move to the draft needs. Obviously, it seems like majority of the teams in the NFL, the draft needs a quarterback. I would project them need a quarterback, offensive tackle, cornerback, and a linebacker in that order, man. So obviously, with the position they're at, they got to trade up to being in any type of quarterback situation or be in position to draft one of the elites quarterback in this 2021 draft class. So as my projection, I anticipate the New England Patriots to make moves to get a quarterback. And I think that quarterback will be Mark Jones from the University of Alabama. I mean, this dude just fit Bill Belichick. We all know Bill Belichick, his motto is, you got to be a senior. You got to graduate college to be a quarterback. Like, if you ain't a senior guy, if you ain't graduate college, if you ain't do all that, he will not draft you. He just don't draft that. Out of all the quarterbacks in this class, I think Mark Jones, he's the only guy that I think he's the only graduate. He's the only guy that's the only quarterback that's a graduate in this, or at least a 4-year guy. I don't know if he graduated or whatnot, but at least a 4-year guy. We all know Belichick history, man. As far as that quarterback position, you got to be a 4-year guy. So I definitely see Mark Jones in his interest. And with the offensive tackle, I like Samuel Cosmi from Texas. The big old Samuel, man. I think Belichick like big offensive linemen. I think he fits that mold, man. What is that? The boy's like 6'7", man. Big, tall, mammoth, man. Put him with Trent Brown. I think definitely out of Texas, that'd be a position of need they could definitely get in Samuel Cosmi. And as far as cornerback, I like Paulson Adebo from Stanford. I think Paulson is definitely, he fits that mold. We know Belichick like big, strong, aggressive corners, and he's a great teacher as far as the secondary. I think Paulson could be somebody, obviously he has football intelligence. He's teachable. He's smart. He went to Stanford. So I think as far as learning curve and Belichick being one of the greatest DB coach of all time, I definitely could see that being in the later round as far as talent development and player development. So with all that said, the New England finished 7-9. They added a bunch of new pieces coming into the 2021 season, and I think them adding and drafting, even though they're not the best drafting organization, this is a big draft for the organization. And if they go ahead and pick their franchise future quarterback or solidify the offensive line, I anticipate the Patriots to come back and be one of the playoff contenders moving forward. Not next year in sense, they might be outside looking in, but definitely building the team to move forward as a perennial playoff contenders with this 2021 draft class, man. So we're going to take another break. We'll be right back. After we come back, we're going to discuss the Miami Dolphins offseason needs and draft needs. This is Monday Morning Football with the Guru.